Hi world. Hi world. I don't know what to say. If your life has been looking like this or like this, then you come to the right place, because this is how to get out of a slump, post-grad edition. If you're anything like me and you recently graduated, then you're probably in the same boat where personally it has not been the best couple of months. I graduated in 2024 in June. I majored in literature and writing, minored in digital media, and I really wanted to be a freaking screenwriter. That was the dream, that was the goal. But the job market is not working for me right now. In fact, I'm working for it because I have been applying to jobs, literally get ghosted. I get a rejection every other day. And if I even hear anything back, it's from like the devil core. I'm just like, sad times, you know? I either stay in my bed for way too long or I spiral, and literally like, this was me a couple weeks ago, crying. Cause I'm just like, what is going on? I really have a 4-year degree of decent resume. I know some people a little networking, you know, but nothing is working. It's been 8 months. So I wanted to make this video because I feel like I've never really seen anyone really talk about how to get out of a post-grad depression slump, and just like talk about mindset tips that you can take on how to go through this period of our lives, because honestly it is so rough. And 3, any advice that I personally wish I would have gotten post-grad. Mindset. I think it can be really easy to go into a downward spiral. First thing that you should do when it comes to mindset is admit that, like, you know, you are going through it. It is a little bit of a burnout time. So I think it's really good that you clicked on this video and you're watching it. Secondly, I think it's also important to say it's okay that we don't have a job right now. Let's be so for real. If you had the privilege to go to a 4-year university out of high school, you've probably been going to school for, that's what, 16 years in school, and now we're out of school, and what's happening now? Why don't I have a job? What am I even doing? I think it's okay to feel that way, but it's okay if you don't have a job. Let's be so for real. Our careers do not define the purpose of our life. Let me say that again. Our careers do not define the purpose of our lives. I think for the longest time I was like, I need to be a creative, have to get into that community, and then I can make an impact on the freaking world. That is a lot to put on myself. Just like, hello, like, it's okay to like have this time of figuring out who we are outside of being students, but also having this time to just learn about ourselves. For me, I have gotten to working out and walking more, being more mindful about like my health compared to like when I was in college and I was literally just eating to survive and barely moving because I felt like I didn't have time for literally anything, right? So my mindset has shifted from the downward spiral, shifting your mindset of being like, oh, why don't I have a job? Like, I have literally nothing going for me, and shifting it to the fact, hey, you're trying and you're doing things for yourself that will lead up to a better future. Right now, you're just living your life, figuring out who you are, and shifting that mindset will be huge in getting out of your post-grad slump, because it is a long journey, but it's only going to be longer if you continue to be like #depressed about not moving as much as you want it to, because you will move up and it will happen, just not as fast as we all think it will be. Another thing about mindset is that I've learned how to like shift my perspective a lot. One thing that I tend to do is kind of freak out that I still live at home. My parents are actually really nice about me being here. They're like, you could literally stay here forever. I think for me, I put it on myself a lot, like, hey, girl, get your bag, get your shit together, be independent as fuck. And I'm clearly not doing that right now. But saying like, hey, you live at home and you're not paying rent, girl, that's freaking fire. And also, I think it's great that I get to spend time with my parents. I'm also in that time where I'm thinking about like, oh, my parents are getting older. They're not gonna be here forever, you know? I think it's really nice that I get to hang out with them. And I go on walks with my dad, or I like go out and get groceries with my mom, like, or we even like watch movies. I'm just saying, perspective is just the most important thing during this time. It can be really easy to be, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's okay. The perspective that you take will be the mindset you have. So take that with a grain of salt or whatever. It's okay, and we're gonna get through it. Tips, things that I have been doing either like job applying wise or living my daily life, because I'm currently unemployed. A couple months ago I actually worked as an intern for a general hospital, and that was like why I don't know if I want to be a screenwriter. I genuinely don't think it's for me. I had such a good time during my internship, but I was like waking up at 4 a.m. on the days that I would go in, and I would take the train. That was 2 hours, then take the subway and the bus to get to my job. And I think in the time that I was in that internship, I was just like, no one wants to leave their job, which again, super valid. It's such a competitive like industry. But personally, for me, if I stayed, like I wasn't love film as much as I used to if I kept like going down this path where I'm like struggling for like literally ever. And that can go with like literally any job, but I didn't think I could live in LA and struggle at the same time. Like I'm just not that kind of person. So how did I even get here? Oh yeah, I'm currently unemployed. I had this internship and I realized I didn't want to do that. So that's a whole other thing, like why my mindset was like going like literally haywire. And I also was working at Bath and Body Works. It was absolutely so crazy because it was like for the Christmas season. And dude, that place, people take their fragrances seriously. That also ended, and I started spiraling so much because I was like, oh my god, I'm not making any money. I feel like I have like no purpose. And that just goes back to mindset, but also just like understanding that sometimes you gotta just have a part-time job. I'm just a high maintenance person, so I genuinely want to have money to save and also to spend. And yes, like maybe it doesn't have anything to do with my career, but it is something that I get to do every day. It's for the well-being, your financial well-being. Personally, I don't know a lot about finances, so please don't ask me about that. But I'm just saying, if you're unemployed right now, it's okay. And if you're seeing jobs that you're like not that into, that is also okay. Like doing part-time jobs is a totally feasible way to have something to do and also make money, while also looking for jobs that you do genuinely enjoy. Another advice that I've gotten a lot, apply to jobs as early as you can. I know like really easy to burn out real fast from applying to jobs. My advice is to only do like 3 jobs per day. I used to try to do like 10 per day, and I'm like, I don't think I was really genuinely interested in the job, so I wasn't like intentionally applying. So I just say like intentionally apply, like change your resume into like your ideal job description. How to get out of a slump. That's literally what I'm saying. My advice is to find things that you actually genuinely enjoy. Like for the first time in a really long time, I'm like spending the like most amount of time by myself. Look, I've just gotten back into reading, and it's actually the most relieving thing I've done in a really long time. Work out, I have been baking a lot more. Just I'd never had that time until now, and learning to like have a good time without like any external expectations of like, oh, I have friends, I have class, like I can like spend my time like that. Like now I'm really learning how to hang out with myself, and that is my one advice on how to get out of this slump. Like learn how to love hanging out with yourself outside of like all the things that you feel like you need to do. Once you start like your job or like anything like that, it can be hard to like really be mindful about who you are and where you're going personally. Another advice is that it's important to be mindful. If that's like making a little video, journaling, as long as you're like staying mindful about like, hey, like this is how I'm feeling today, you're less likely to get in a slump if you know like the patterns of what like triggers you. And honestly, I tend to do that, and I'm like, how did I get here? And then lastly, I would say to not burn yourself out. Don't burn out yourself by thinking like, oh, I need to apply to like all these jobs ASAP. Just do a couple a day. Like all you can do is hope for the best and know that you did your best on that one application that could probably get you a job. Another thing is that it is a hard time. Acknowledging that post-grad is a hard time. It is okay that we don't have a job, and it's okay if you're living at home. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do. Personally, once I realized I didn't want to do screenwriting, I feel like marketing might be a good thing for me. Most important advice that I wanted to say is you're trying, and that's enough. If you're getting up and you're figuring things out for yourself, that is enough. Or if you are, applying to jobs, even if it's one job a day, like you're trying, and that's okay. Like things are not gonna move so fast as much as we would love it to be, and that's okay. And we're gonna get through it. And I feel like things will fall into place eventually. Like, this is such a rare time that we'll ever have that we won't get back once we have like jobs. And like, when was the last time you had this much free time? Yeah, so tips that I wish I got when I was in post-grad. There were a lot of things where I was like, I should have done this in college. So first and foremost, I wish that someone had told me that it's important to know people. Literally getting like LinkedIn up on your like freshman year, like that's really good to have, and just joining as many things that you think will help you get into the industry that you want to work for. I wish someone told me that, because I kind of had to like morph all the things that I did in college. Just knowing people and like talking to people in college as early as you can will give you the best like results for post-college. Another thing that I wish someone had told me was like, hey, you need to look into internships ASAP. Because as a writing major, I went to a STEM school. I went to UCSD. And yeah, you can assume that there was not a lot of arts opportunities. And I didn't really think that I heard about any internships for my major like at all. So I really recommend start looking in the summer of your before second year, start looking through that. Another thing that I wish someone told me is to start applying to jobs before you graduate. So if you're like graduating your spring semester or quarter, like start applying in March or April, maybe even like February, just like as early as you can, so then like that can start trickling into like after your post-grad. I think the last like tip that I wish that someone had told me was, it's okay if you don't find something really quickly. Every day I was just like, oh my god, I don't have any plans. Every time I go to family gatherings, they're like, hey, so like what's your next plan? Girl, I don't even know. Like, I'm figuring that out right now, and it's okay if we don't know, because it'll happen for us eventually. Yeah, that is honestly everything that I wanted to say. I hope this video was helpful for you, and it was definitely therapeutic for me for saying all of this out loud, because I was like, wait, I need to keep applying this to myself. If you have any stories that you want to share for yourself since post-grad, please share it in the comments below. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this right now. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm really hoping to make more videos, either like giving advice about post-grad or just like honestly just this journey that we're all on, even if you're not in post-grad. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. What? Oh my god. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.